everybody. I'd like now to ask Carol Iwanowski to come up. She's going to present the awards for special recognition.
And Pearl's going to help me hand out the certificates. The Special Recognition Award is given for 50 hours or more of volunteer service in 1 year for various activities, either for the Friends, the library, or the foundation. This year we have 26 people who gave us more than the 50 hours or more, although I think they're all over 50. So in alphabetical order, and I will also be saying the number of hours they worked this year. Sandy Adcock, you're first. You worked 101 hours this year. Ann Bauer, 79 hours. Brooke Dirks, 236 hours. Wow. Molly Elliott, 64 hours. Sandy Grady, 74 hours. Sandy's not here. Val Hansen, 115 hours. Pat Kippert, 107. Goes fast.
Thank you very much.
Don Cohn, 66 hours. Terry McIlroy, 101 recorded hours. Paul Mostel, 158 hours. Paul's not here. Judy Murphy, 73 hours. Jerry Nelson, 58 hours. Diane Olson, 157 hours. Jeannie Putnam, 98 hours. Rebecca Brink, 65 hours. Harry Rip, 54 hours. Ann Semin, 362 hours.
It was better last year.
Chuck Spellbring, 105 hours. Cindy Stanky, who didn't want me to give the exact number of hours, so I'll say many hundreds of hours. Ken Stofflet, 217 hours. His wife Martha, 67 hours. Cheryl Tallman, 60 hours. Marlene Testelin, 163 hours. She's not here. Christy Thering-Tushin, 62 hours. Rob Barrett, 62 hours, and I don't think Rob is here either. And last but not least, Dick you still were able to put in 138 hours this year. Even though you're still so thank you. And I think the total of all of those volunteers is close to $3,000. 26 volunteers, $3,000. That's really incredible. Thank you.
Great.
Next, I'd like to ask Debbie Bird to come up. She is going to present the service award for merit.
Okay, the first one is to Rob Verrett. He is not here today. He is hereby honored for his service to the Sun Prairie Public Library in recognition of his efforts to restore the wooden chairs in the rank room. I can tell you, he came to me and said something about refinishing those chairs. I tackled him to the floor, tied him up, ran for Tracy, and the rest is history. He is not here today, probably suffering from the tackling. But at any rate, he did us a great service. Those chairs are awesome. So thank you to Rob. The next is to Jack Bitter. He is hereby honored for contributions to the Sun Prairie Public Library in recognition of his commitment to dusting the library shelving. He's dusting here like every day and keeps wondering how it is that there's more to dust. So he's taking care of a lot of our dust bunnies. Thank you, Jack. All right, thank you, Jack. Okay, and then I have award for Ken and Martha Stofflet, who I guess are not here either.
They're in the bookstore.
They're in the bookstore. One big finger. Okay, I hereby, is she running for it?
Yeah, Carol's running for it.
No, they're not coming? Okay. I hear, in recognition of their work in the Read Before bookstore and the assistance of delivering library promotional materials to businesses and schools. And I know that Ken and Martha both had past experience in working for book sales, so I turned them over to Ann, and the rest is pretty much history, so that worked out pretty nice. So
They're
thank
great.
you all.
They're great.
At this time, I'd like to invite Terry McIlroy up to the stage. She is going to present the next two awards for community service and the Dale Davis Award for Innovation.
Hi everybody, isn't this a fun event? Wonderful lunch. Sun Prairie Public Library for Community Service, Neil Stechschulte. Part of the success of any event is to capture the highlights of that event and the success of that event in pictures. Photographs that are well done and taken at just the right time can actually give the viewers a sense of participation. Or at the very least, give them a feeling of what they missed, and perhaps they might want to consider participating next year. Neil has done a fabulous job in, I believe, 7 years now with Bookin' It, okay, taking pictures of Bookin' It and other events at the library. He has graciously allowed us to use those pictures on our website and in the newspaper for marketing the event. He doesn't just come to Bookin' It to take pictures, though. I got a first-hand view last year of how animated he is, cheering on the runners and encouraging them to cross that finish line. Thank you, Neil, so much for all of your hard work and for adding to the success of Bookin' It. And we expect you on August 2nd. Stechschulte is hereby honored for his commitment to the Sun Prairie Public Library Foundation's Booknet Run, which he has faithfully photographed these past 7 years. We deeply appreciate his service to the library. Thank you so much. I really appreciate it. Sun Prairie Public Library Dale Davis Award for Innovation, The Star. And I think Chris Mertis is here. I have not seen Barb Trimble. She's not here. In early 2013, the suggestion was made that we should consider partnering with Hometown News Group for some advertising of the Booknet Run for Literacy. Their generous donation of $2,500 in advertising would certainly give us more visibility in the community and the surrounding areas, and therefore we might, just might, be able to grow participation in the event. In 2013, we doubled the number of participants in the Booknet Run for Literacy with their help. Chris Mertis and Barb Trimble have provided through advertising, and also I want to include all of the staff of the Star. I don't know who all's involved, but I know that they have been a huge, huge contributor. Through advertising, the boost necessary to grow this event. Kim Koss, our marketing chair, and Barb worked to devise a media plan for advertising both events that we sponsor, that the foundation sponsors. That includes the gala. These are the highlights. We had presence on their website. We're given numerous ads in great locations in the paper. We had a full-color ad in the shopper that enabled us to reach 15 communities and a circulation of approximately 128,000. They also included an ad for our end-of-the-year appeal for donation, which doubled our response in 2013 from 2012. This is just what they have done for the foundation. They also support library programs and collections. This partnership has grown over the last year in many ways. Barb Trimble, which I really wish was here today, has become a valued member of our foundation board. Her innovative way of thinking and creative ideas have given the foundation board and our marketing efforts some sparkle. Thank you for recognizing the importance of this library as a cornerstone of the community, and thank you for providing each of our events the exposure necessary to grow and be successful. And you can take this back, Chris. And yes, Barb, the newspaper is extremely effective advertising. Support of Sun Prairie Public Library's programs and collections, and their partnership for the Booknet Run for Literacy. We deeply appreciate their contributions. Thank you, Chris.
Next, I'd like to invite Lynn Montague up to the stage. She's going to present the awards for Honor Roll.
Make sure I've got this in the right order. So the first person presented with the Honor Roll Award is Pat Kippert. It says best on her certificate, all that she's done, so I'm just going to read it because it's got it all listed right there. It's a whole bunch of things. In appreciation and recognition of a commitment of 5 or more years of dedicated support and continuous service as a volunteer for the Friends of the Sun Prairie Public Library, as a member of the Friends of the Sun Prairie Library Board, for her service as Friends Public Relations Chair, and as a member of the Beyond the Page Gala Committee, on behalf of the Sun Prairie Public Library, the name Pat Kippert has been inscribed on the library's Honor Roll of Service. We thank you, Pat. Well, you don't know. You get double-sided. Double-sided.
Oh, I'll be on bells. Yeah.
Our next honoree for Honor Roll of Service is Jeannie Putnam, who could not be here today, but we wanted to make known that she persevered through many different difficulties and was always here unless she absolutely could not be even taking taxis here to get here. So she could not be here today to accept her award, but I will read it. In appreciation and recognition of a commitment of 5 or more years of dedicated support and continuous service as a volunteer in the Red Before Bookstore, on behalf of the Sun Prairie Public Library, the name of Jeannie Putnam has been inscribed in the library's Honor Roll of Service.
Yay.
Our next honoree is Val Hansen. Now, I need to say a few little things that aren't on here. Val, a former teacher, has been organizing all the children's materials in the Red Before Bookstore for quite some time. And what it doesn't say on here is that she actively goes to garage sales and hunts people down for donations. She actively seeks them out, which I'm sure are not recorded in her volunteer hours. So that is really appreciated. Children's materials, there aren't as many of children's materials that come through the bookstore. So Val really tries to make the best of what she's got, the most of what comes. It says, in appreciation and recognition of a commitment of 5 or more years of dedicated support and continuous service as a volunteer in the Red Before Bookstore and as donation sorter, on behalf of the Sun Prairie Public Library, the name of Val Hansen has been inscribed in the library's Honor Roll of Service.
Thank you, Val. Good job.
And last but not least, we have one more, Brooke Dirks. Now, a few things to know about Brooke, too, is that she did the Red Before Bookstore scheduling all through the winter, not an easy task and one that is not well rewarded necessarily. Scheduling is never an easy thing. And she was also, as shown by her volunteer hours, she was a go-to person whenever a sub was needed. She was really the person to call and come fill in. As it says here, in appreciation and recognition of a commitment of 5 or more years of dedicated support and continuous service as a volunteer in the Red Before Bookstore, on behalf of the Sun Prairie Public Library, the name of Brooke Dirks has been inscribed in the library's Honor Roll of Service. And now back to Tracy.